we're good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. How are you? You right?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Cool. Awesome. How's everything going? How's life? How's business?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. This morning managed to shoot a piece of content. Now I've got to go edit it after this call and then get that sorted. Um, and to be honest, mate, like usually the weekends are my busiest days. So today it's kind of like a chill day in a way. Like it feels a bit weird. Can't explain it, but yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, all good, all good. I've tried to move all my like calls and stuff to 2 days a week, so it's a bit more like back to back. But then the other days are a bit
Nice.
easier to like film content and stuff.
Do you do content yourself at the minute?
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing, like AI is really good to be fair with it now.
Mm.
You'd probably disagree. Your content's like you probably put a lot more into work into it, but we just use AI for a lot of
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah,
cap
no,
and
that's fair
stuff
enough.
like that. Did you get started with Lewis in the end? How's that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. So I'm actually with him now, and he's an absolute weapon. Like I just love chatting to him. Like he's such a real guy. Like, do you know what I mean? And he's helping me out loads with actual coaching itself because I feel like it's all good me being half okay at socials, business, whatever. But then if I'm a
yeah.
wank coach, to put it simply, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean?
And I think that that's something that's so like it's I think it's so like not talked about enough. Like people are just sell more, but like if you haven't got the confidence to sell it, like it's yeah, bro, like
Yeah. It is one of them things that
yeah.
goes unnoticed.
Um, how did you like? What did you do content wise? You've blown up like a fair bit in terms of followers and stuff.
Yeah, so I just did one of these videos where I just exposed the amount of calories within a kilogram of fat, and I did that in a different way to what's usually seen. I just did it with a Domino's order, and because there's a misconception that if you gain scale weight, that's fat gain. So I just broke that down, and today's one was like false belief that you can't eat your favorite foods and still lose fat. So it's just a little remake through logical swaps, mate. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that seems to be doing like well across the board, which is huge.
Mate, people are rinsing it at the minute, like
Yeah.
absolutely rinsing it. Like you've got some guys that it's their back-to-back posts. And with that in mind, because I actually spoke to them about it, is it possible to burn out your audience if you consistently post the same thing over and over and over again? Or do you wait for your audience to tell you, right, like, is this all you do? What, like,
How would you measure burning out? Like what's
so, for example, like say if you're constantly hammering the exact same type of video because it's a video that constantly goes viral, right? Like eating healthy makes you fat. Um, but you do that like one post, a different post, and then another post again, different post, another post of the exact same thing. Do you wait until your audience says, mate, is this all you talk about? Or if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, but how like I'm just thinking whether if they followed you for that kind of content, they want to see more of it.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely mix it in though. Like I definitely think mix is way better.
it's more just hammering the same video again and again as if it was a repost. That's
Okay, I
all.
see. Oh, I see. Like the exact same video.
Yeah, like not the like word for word, but like just different props. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chocolate, same hook, same structure, just different
Yeah,
props. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
yeah, I see. How are you? So, what? How are you doing at the moment? Like, where do you find content wise? Is like what kind of stuff content wise do you feel like strategy wise? Where do you feel like it's not quite connecting, or what do you need? What do you want to go over?
So probably just actual structure of my week. I think that'd be quite useful. Because I usually just film on the day. That's the main issue. Like I film on the day and then there's a bit of pressure. Like if I don't get a video out, um, and I reckon I could just post a bit more to be fair and like utilize the carousels, and all of that stuff rather than do it when I feel and have a bit more, like not like to the point structure as in like or mad automations and systems because I just believe as long as I just do the inputs, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
But just a little bit more like this is how many recipes I'm doing this week. This is X, like, do you know what I mean? Um, I think that could help me out massively.
Cool. And then in terms of inputs now, what does that look like? So how much content are you posting per week? What are you posting, I guess?
Uh, an email a day. So I send out one email a day. Um, I do about, I'd say 4 to 5 posts a week, like consistently. Um, and then what's the other one? I've got it written down. Inputs. Post and story, like just at least one thing. And yeah, they're just the inputs. I just focus on them, make sure I'm doing them, and then I can go to bed. I'm allowed to go to bed. Like, you know what I mean? As long as them inputs are done, like,
Sweet. How many people on the email list?
120.
Oh, cool, nice. And is that like uh how much work does that take you to do? Like I know when I was doing emails, like it at one point it just killed me because I was doing like spending so much time to go on emails. It was just a killer.
To be fair, like in terms of writing the email itself, it's actually like pretty. I find it pretty easy. Like I whip up my laptop and then I just come up with a story to emphasize a point. And then when it comes to story, I might go on my Snapchat memories of what I was doing 2 years ago and then relate it to that. I might see someone order this mental order, like they ordered 1,500 calories worth of foods, but it was like two things, and it was just in a coffee shop, and I was just like, look at that. Do you know what I mean? Just told a story about that, not slating them or anything, nothing mad like that, but literally tell a story, emphasize a point, takes me 30 minutes to 30 minutes tops. Like that's about it. Um, or to an hour, and then obviously review it, send it to my phone, make sure I check it, make sure it's easy to read. And that's mainly what I do.
Nice. Yeah, amazing. You could technically even from a time and idea generation if needed. And if you like, depending on how you find these inputs, you could do that. And then from an idea generation, you could technically turn the videos, the main feed content on Instagram into the email and vice versa. Could be a
Mm.
way to do it as well. Um,
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good point. That's does make my life easier doing that. I think what was my other email the other day? I recently did an email about something and I linked it to my piece of
yeah,
content, but I forgot what it was.
yeah. That could work. What are your thoughts on like AI and ChatGPT? Do you find just
Uh,
anything time saving wise if you need it at all?
ChatGPT is more used to help me clarify my information if I need. I use it sort of as like a research thing. Like if there's a, I'll get it to help me sort of break down studies if need be. Just to make sure I'm actually delivering the correct information. It's not just like my own filtered BS. Like, do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
nice.
But in terms of an AI and ChatGPT, like it's time's not the issue. It's more just the structure to the day and know what I'm specifically doing for that day, as if it was like a content planner in a way, if that
Okay.
makes sense. Like I know Friday I do this. Like it doesn't need to be like again the most rigid thing, as long as I know how many posts of a recipe I've got to do per week, or how many posts of related to fat loss I've got to do per week, or how many posts of a carousel, and then I distribute that however, but I know it's got to be done, and then I can just tick it off. In terms of structure wise, when I do it doesn't matter. It's subjected to the day and what I'm doing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So let's map it out then. Um, I'll share screen. I just want to do like a bit of a whiteboarding thing. So what so the content now, like you're posting in like let's nail the social media, the Instagram content. So now you're doing recipes, you're doing like more like what are the 4 to 5 bits of content a week you're posting? What do they actually look like?
Um, so a lot will be fat loss related. Um, yeah, so fat loss is the main thing I sort of specialize in, and then it'll be subtopics within that. Like for example, a recipe will be related to fat loss. And then you'll also have like public filming videos. I really enjoy them because no one else does them.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean? No one else is willing to do it. So public filming videos. But they're sort of the main two off the top of my head. A lot of it is just talking heads at home, and I want to just mix it up more so I have a constant different flow of ideas. Like sometimes I do character style, but again, it'll be related to fat loss. Like everything's like
Yeah.
related to fat loss. But it'll be like I might do more character styles. I don't really talk about my own journey, but again, that's not what people are there for. Um, I mean, it might be a thing I do once every now and then, but they're they're the main ones, mate. To be fair.
Yeah. Okay. So to me, it seems like to me, it's like what I'm seeing is you're really good at them more. That I'm guessing those would also be ones that get saved a lot or a fair bit. Get
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Like, I can check for you.
Let's pull it out.
Yeah, there you go. So that, oh, I'm so disappointed in that video. That one video there, the public, that one.
This one.
Oh, the hook was so bad. Oh, it's so bad. The hook was so bad, but it was. I thought it was an actual decent video, but the hook was just shite.
These are the kind of stuff I see go viral all the time. To be fair, on like YouTube Shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I mean.
yeah.
Like, I just I even had a PT in it. Oh, I just messed up the hook. Like, ah, but yeah. So them videos, I don't mind doing now, because that was the most uncomfortable thing I think I've done in my life. If I'm
Okay.
honest, that was awful. But yeah, like yeah, you'll notice literally all of my content at the minute is in my kitchen, very Sean Casey style in a way. Um, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but then I've tried mixing it up with going out in public. That was a repost. That was a very different type of video. That's a voiceover. Um,
Phenomenal. Cool.
so
Yeah. So here's what I think. So the stuff I'm seeing is like you do really well, and I'm gonna again take a guess, but I don't know the insights, but I'm gonna take a guess. They get really good likes. I don't say like good likes, good. Like for example, just this one alone, the public one had like so many people here liking and commenting. So you definitely pull people in, even just from followers, just for
yeah, so
alone.
sorry to cut you off. That one there. So I don't know what good likes is. I just kind of throw shit at the wall.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So the recent one got 105 likes. Anything that involves more sort of compassion and empathy typically tends to get more likes. So if I'm talking about a nuanced topic, seems to connect with people more. So I did one on the menstrual cycle, and that got a fair few likes relative to the views. Um, Even mindset around food, like all of these just more nuanced topic, but again, they just didn't do that well in terms of views, but more I think just the hook was a bit shite. Um Hooks recently may have been sucking cheeks.
So I mean, what I think for you then is like this is good. Like this is not the issue. Like the top of like so here's what I would say for you is like the top style content that pulls like people in, um, pulling new eyes on and attention stuff is really, really good. Like you obsess over that stuff a lot and you know a lot about that. So I think that's good. I would actually say we might just need to structure more content that gets people a bit more clear about a few things. So like you pull people in and they get a lot of value and a lot of engagement from this. But now having more content in here that's scattered in that talks about like the work you're doing with Lewis, how what your program look like roughly, like what is it you're learning from Lewis, like stuff that gets people more of an insight about what it'd be like to work with you. So even if it's like one email style post with a nice picture of you, I would I think for you would make conversations and back in easier. Like those would not do well engagement wise in comparison to this. But when you have people in the DMs, it'll be way easier because like I hear about your program, I hear about um the fact that you invest in like not many people are actually doing that, like invest in mentoring, invest in the kind of getting help with stuff
Yeah.
without coaching. So I think that kind of content there would be good. Like even if it's like you say people don't want to know, but even if you pull the stuff from your Snapchat 2 years ago and you just do a picture of it, and you talk about in a caption, it would also do quite well from like, do you get many people messaging or commenting or in the DMs, like talking about
Um,
coaching?
say that again. Say that last bit again. Sorry.
So, how are you, so at the moment, are you driving these people towards DMs to book a call? Like, how
Uh,
does it,
so in terms of structure wise and that, I just produce loads of content, just provide loads and loads and loads and loads of value. That's literally what my business model is. Just help out as much as possible. There's no, there might be a CTA to the email list, in occasional posts. I've stopped using ask for follows. I might reintroduce them. I'm still thinking about that. Otherwise, I get a whipping from James. Um,
so
but
yeah, would people go, so you like, how would people get coaching, or how would you push people to the coaching?
there's two ways. People, emails can do through emails, and I'll just like, put it at the bottom, at, or they will just stumble upon it themselves. They'll just go to my link tree and just apply there, or I just post on my story. But that's mainly it, mate. To be fair.
Yeah. And are you trying to like optimize that a bit more or not?
Probably it sounds like a good idea to get more clients, mate. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, because they're simple things, like the stories are great. So like in terms of even polls, like here's a simple thing you could do. Like these kind of people that vote, you could probably, I think, with given your engagement in the audience, you could even after this trial like a more direct one in the stories. So trial like trial a more direct call to action. Like what are your goals? Just so I know what content to post out more of. What are your goals at the moment? What are your goals over the next 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, so there was something that got suggested to me was in order to start striking out conversations was put a poll up with what you're struggling with
Yeah,
and then go message them with a voice note.
yeah,
So that's something I haven't done yet, but I've actually figured out, I say I figured out, um, the last couple days engagement on my story was, or like the last few weeks was pretty not ideal. Like, it wasn't going too well. But that story you've just clicked on has 1.1K views, which is usually a fair bit for me. Like I was getting like 600. And that's because I'm just posting more of the reality of day to day. Like if you scroll on the next one, um, like that is mental. Like, like, you know what I mean? That is mental. And then like that one, and then I posted me being like travel sick. That got loads of engagement. So that's like breaking the ice between me and new followers and just starting up conversations. But then there's another way I've got to implement and getting DMs too, because this was covered at the London meetup. I went like question boxes of my own questions,
yeah,
sending people just free stuff like if you suffer, if you struggle with X, just give them something for free. But I heard a different strategy of just like don't even ask for an email, don't even ask for anything, just send loads of value for free, and they can just exit there and then, which was quite an interesting take actually, and I kind of liked it, and I could see how it would work if that makes sense.
yeah. And then so at the moment, like, yeah, I definitely think stories. To be fair, you could even go through and you could even message the people on here. To be fair, I'd say new followers as well. You can just scan through and just like drop them a voice note to these people that are the right, like anyone that you're like, okay, they like are in line with it. Like I imagine you get a lot of followers, so potentially just having it in line with people on average you work with, just dropping them a message
Mm,
like
yeah.
just like um hey Jaden, thanks so much for the follow. Are you here? And then if you do it like as an either or question, it does quite well. Are you here? And this is where it doesn't come across too direct either. You can go, are you here for the funny content, or are you working towards a fitness goal? For example, are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to lose weight? Or something like that, like an either or style question could be quite good because if they tell you in the message, they're like, oh, actually, I'm just here for the content, not to you don't need to move that conversation forward. Like they're just here for content, but if they're like, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds, I'm really struggling, I don't know what to do. it could be a coaching conversation you have in the DMs towards how do you sell? Are you selling like are you doing a program towards a call or like a payment link or in DMs?
I kind of use two strategies, mate. So again, email list is to a landing page in which they just pay me straight up front. And then I get in contact with them through WhatsApp, and then we take it from there, get on a call, go through their goals. If they're not the right person for me or whatever, then I can just refund them there. And then the other one is literally getting people on calls, but it's like having a conversation and then getting them to the point where they do book a call, but then I don't want to randomly spring on them. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a coaching call, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, so I would say a couple of things. You can actually do a bit down the DMs, to be fair, dude. Like if you have like a good question flowing here and you pre-frame it well, they would know what the call is about, and then you
Mm,
can move it
yeah.
forward to just a bit more authentic. So for example, like these are going to be quite warm people anyway, but if you go, here's a broad script you can use like uh, build rapport. So I know you wanted content more, but I think there's probably people in the DMs
Mm,
that you could optimize a little bit. So like I'd say build rapport. You might have that with James anyway, but I'd go like what are your goals, and then just obviously like personalize and actually listen to people, but what are your goals, what are your struggles, and then they would tell you this. You can actually probably give a little bit of coaching help here, even in the DMs as a voice note. So like a good question you can use is, have you tried XXX, or like whatever that might be. So if they're like, and this is where like you can actually give them a bit of help. So if they're like, I want to do this, I struggle with this, you can probably get an idea in terms of what they would need to do. You could even say, I hear that you want to achieve this, but you struggle with binge eating. Like I don't know whether like this is relevant. You can help with here. It's not it's specific. Have you tried actually working with a coach to help with that? Oh, I haven't tried that. Okay, why don't we jump on a call? I can run you through how the coaching works. I can run you through. So that's quite direct. I imagine no one's going to jump on a call if you like on a kind of coaching call. You telling them, have you tried to work with a coach? I can run you through how my coaching works. Would you be down for that?
mm.
Could
Um,
do it.
could be something I could try, but it's finding that balance. Because again, I'm not the biggest fan of being like direct. Like sort of them coming up with their own insight to be like, oh yeah, I might need a bit of help if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So you wouldn't you'd want to have it where they message you for that.
Yeah, so like even if I just like break the ice with new followers, give them value, help them out with their goals and their struggles, and then as a consequence, they just want to join on coaching.
Yeah,
That style of getting people in, I prefer a lot more because it feels just way more aligned with me as a person. And it's worked with a few people. Like I've just helped them out. They've seen my content. And then they're just like, "Do you have coaching?" Like, I just need some help. I
yeah,
prefer that so much more because they have come up with like, oh, I need this, and that way they might be more committed as well, potentially. Not saying for definites, but and then on my behalf as well, it's just like, okay, all right, I know this person wants to put in the work as well, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I would I would say maybe just keep it like this kind of flow with
Yeah,
them. Cool, amazing. And I don't know, maybe this is just me, dude, but and this is why I was like, I don't know, it's a bit of a moment for me, but like I actually had this. I could probably call this conversation somewhere in here from like like 8, 9 years ago. Um, when someone did this with me, like as in I was trying to do like a bodybuilding show. Someone did this with me. I was like really looking up to him. He just left it here, and I just assumed. And this is just my bad, but I just assumed like he didn't want me as a client, so I just left and went with someone else and got like way worse experience ever since. I'm like, if you just like leave on some kind of a question, it might be useful.
mm,
Uh, so you could even potentially test that as one variation, and you could test one which is like not a push towards coaching, but it could just be like if you ever need help, almost like you do with the emails, I guess you go PS. if you need
Yeah,
code.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Like, um, so say they implement what I've told them from that initial struggle, and then I follow up with them like a week later because I don't mind doing that because of the sort of genuine care element.
yeah,
Like, I actually want to see people do well. So I don't mind following up with people and writing a list there and just be like, how'd you get on with that? Oh, if you need extra help, just shoot me another question. But then if they're like constantly struggling, like I'll be like, have you ever considered coaching?
yeah.
Um, Potentially. But again, it's sort of just people coming up with their own answers and like be like, ah, like maybe I could do with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I would say that for you would be huge, like doing it in this format, potentially. Like definitely kind of keep doing that format here, and maybe here after the struggle, give them that value, like lots of value. And if they're still like asking, you still feel like you could help after that point, you can say like, have you considered, you could even be like, have you considered getting more help with this or stuff like that? And if they say, yeah, like, I have, you can move it forward. If not, again, you can kind of leave it. It might be worth testing both.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, try it both, mate, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
And then the last thing, dude, content wise, I know you mentioned was here. I would say for you, this is really, really strong. I would just say the stuff that could really help is a couple things. So like maybe like I would say like even if you keep doing those 4 to 5 super value, super like engagement focused content here, which is amazing. You could also just have one which is one of the email style bits of content, which is like a bit of personal content. So it doesn't have like I hate when people like share their whole life story every single week. Like I
Yeah.
find it quite like boring. But it could even just be you doing something cool once, like oh, what every week, and it's just like a single like a single um sentence of something cool you've been up to,
Yeah.
your personal bit of content.
Yeah. 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 So with that in mind, yeah, I did it on this post here. That was the email post, and I actually like doing
Yeah,
that as well. So
yeah,
that, um, if you read, well, you don't obviously have to read the whole thing, but yeah, like it was. I mean, would it be also nice to do that in a carousel or just like a text photo?
yeah. Uh, Dude, like I definitely tried it. I tried a carousel. Um, you could probably just use the exact copy. It might be just a little bit long though. You might just need to condense it a touch. As a kind
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a bit mental, isn't it? Hmm. Like
of,
it's a bit mental.
yeah. So like the only like these work really well for this kind of
Yeah,
carousels. It might just go over 10. Carousels, another ones that do getting saved and do well are like 5, like anything that's numbered wise and up doing quite well, like 3 tips to do X or 5 tips or
yeah,
anything like that can do well for that as well. Like 5 mistakes I wish I didn't make in my fitness journey, and you go 1, 2, like that could work as well as that, or 5 things, five things you need to lose weight, or five things, 5 mindset shifts for
mm,
fat loss. Anything like that's numbered can end up doing quite well as a carousel.
yeah,
And then you don't necessarily need any more engagement style content, but the Twitter ones you've probably seen are quite good as well at the moment.
mm,
Like the ones with like a Twitter overlay over the top, like a single, for example, pretty much what you did here, like a single picture and then a Twitter graphic over the top can end up doing quite well.
yeah. I'm not really sure what even good engagement is. I obviously know what bad engagement is, but like,
Yeah.
and obviously I'm assuming just the more the better. But in terms of like specific metrics, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I just know if a video gets views, a video gets likes, a video gets like more comments, the better, more likes, the better, more views, the better.
Yeah.
Um, that's my thought process anyway.
Yeah, like for sure. I mean, like I can't really. I'm not like a big, like I don't really know. Like I'm not a big views guy or like an engagement guy.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
lead flow sales like somewhat well. So like anything lead flow wise, like, I do think for you, you've got an engaged audience with like only 200 posts. You've got 9K followers. You've got an engaged audience.
mm.
But potentially just having more like
Back end
content,
structure.
yeah, like back end stuff. So even talking about more like longer, say longer form stuff that might be like client style wins and graphics and stuff like that could be so like this is your mom, but like anything client win wise could be really, really cool to share and talk about and hear more regularly, like why, like what you've learned working with Lewis, anything that gets people to see you as like an authority within coaching would probably also mean that they ask you more about it as well, even more. Um,
Yeah,
back
yeah,
into
no, I get that as well. It's like currently building results with the existing clients I have as well. Like, and in terms of that, like I've only been coaching, I think just under 3 months. So
it.
it's just really building that up as well to get the results to pop through. Obviously, my mum's my main result. I'm using myself as a result. Um, but yeah, they're the main, like, it's literally just getting results to actually talk about as well.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, if that makes sense.
yeah, for sure. Um, Amazing. Anything else at all you wanted to go for? Like, did you get like any? Did you have anything else you wanted to go for at all? Like, I'm happy to have help as much as I can on here.
Um, I think in
Yeah,
terms of like,
schedule wise, I do know you mentioned that. So I would say like we can do this. We can do this now as well. Schedule wise, just keep doing these because these are converting well. I would just add more, like a touch more, a few things, just trying to get people personally either towards like DM, so like to comment something for free value could work really well. So if you have anything in a link tree, to be fair, even your emails could be used for that. So if you have like a really high value email coming up with loads of like action points and stuff like that, or the recipe book, you can just put like a very short reel that's like, if you want this free recipe guide, just comment a word and I'll send it to you. And
mm,
then you just drive more people to that as well.
yeah, it's just about getting people to DMs, mate. That's
Yeah,
the starting combos. That's the main one, and the main funnel for that is stories. This is just literally value. This is
yeah,
just enjoy yourself sort of thing.
yeah. But that's where like you can even trial a fairly direct. So like the ones that have done well for us is this kind of style. Like it's really really basic. Like this is very like it'll wind people up. But like it just comment below and I'll send you something for free and we'll get people into DMs from that. So that
Mm.
can be used for the for you for the recipe guide of the emails and then you get people into DMs that way around.
Yeah, who's some of you, if obviously if you don't mind me asking, who's some of your clients that are currently doing that, and are they seeing success with it?
Yeah. So if I like in terms of two-step posts.
The comment thing, getting people to DMs, whatever it might be. I just want to see like a few examples, like see how I could attach that to my content in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I'll send some over after the call. I'll just have a think in terms of how it works. So like I would say definitely don't take it word for word in terms of the way we do it. Just
Oh,
just make
yeah, yeah, of course. Don't want to do that.
just make it more like specific to you because it's more specific. But an easy example of someone that I haven't seen him do it recently, but like even recent stuff would have like variations of that across the content, like comment below and I'll send something for free. You can even have that as a call to action and in the videos he would do it. Um, could also work really, really well throughout the content. So it could be like during the video, he would say, I've created this free thing. If you want it, comment below and I'll send it across.
Mm,
Um, as variations, you could even do as a Twitter style post. And then like it'd be it even could also be like, for example, comment nutrition apps. That's in the call to action and it's in the video itself as well. It'll be throughout. Could be an easy way to do it.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Let me know, dude. Anything else on your side?
Um, no, I think that's it. I think I'll continue obviously with the stories and see how about I could go just getting people to interact more with the actual posts themselves potentially. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then just getting, like you say, getting people in DMs and stuff would be huge.
Yeah, because again, like it's one of them things. Like I've been told before, like once people just chat to me, uh, like prefer it in a way. I forgot the exact term, but like reveals me a bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing, or even just getting people on a call. But yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I'd say that'd be huge for you, um, because your content, you get attention well. It's just the getting people to know you a bit more and getting to know who you are as the person will be huge.
Yeah, exactly that. That's the one thing I want to work on.
Yeah, amazing. So like more personal content, more like messaging people, voice notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
because you've got people there, it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Cool. Dude, yeah, anything else your side? Any other
No,
anything?
that's it. Thank you, mate. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, that's all good, mate. Cheers.
Sweet dude. Yeah, if there's anything else, just drop me a message and we'll speak soon.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much for your time.